into the mic. You ready? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Oval and Out. I'm Daniel Norcross. I've got Kirstie White next to me. Well, what have we watched? We've watched Surrey's women lose again, I'm afraid to say, at Beckenham. They posted 313, having won the toss and elected to bat. More of that shortly. And Warwickshire, after losing 3 quick wickets, well, they batted superbly. They made 314 for 7. They won by 3 wickets with 21 balls to spare. It was the highest women's List A run chase in England. We witnessed history, but from a Surrey perspective, it might not have been the history we wanted to see. We witnessed 100 from Sophia Dunkley, a fine 70-odd from Bryony Smith, but Warwickshire's consistency throughout their batting lineup just proved too much on, once again, a glorious pitch to bat on. Kirstie, where did it go wrong for Surrey, or is this really about where it went right for Warwickshire?
No, I think it's definitely where it went right for Warwickshire. They were spectacular in that middle period, and I think a lot of the time you emphasise on the first power play and winning that first power play, and Warwickshire lost 3 wickets there, but actually they won that middle phase, and that's how they brought it home, and it was really impressive from them. Hats off.
I understand the theory behind batting first here, because scoreboard pressure, it's a great place to bat, but there's no sign of the pitch deteriorating, and I just kind of sometimes wonder whether, Surrey's batting lineup is so strong, you kind of feel they could chase anything. I wonder if they might consider a rethink there. I mean, look, they've won a game batting first. They've lost 2 games batting first.
Yeah, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. You always know what you're going to get here at Beckenham. It's a great deck, plenty of runs within the wicket. So it's almost a toss you want to lose, and actually the decision be taken out of your hands, and they say, okay, you are going to bat, or we're going to have a bat first instead. But I think it'll be interesting to see what they do next time at home here on the 14th.
Look, it's not all gloom and doom, far from it, from a Surrey perspective. I mentioned right at the top of the show there, 100, an unbeaten 100 from Sophia Dunkley, and it took some getting, because she was kind of getting starved of the strike towards the back end. We wondered if she'd have the time to do it. She wasn't, but her partner was very nearly run out when they went through for the second run, the run that brought up 100. But I mean, it was a super knock again, wasn't it? Following on the back of the 92 or so she got here. She just is in imperious form in Beckenham.
Yeah, and I think the moment that summarised her whole batting style for me was she was on 98. New batter came into the crease. I think it was Kira Chatley, or Callie Moore. Set off, should have just taken 1. Dunkley was on the strike, but Dunks was like, absolutely not. We're going to run 2, and I'll be stuck at the other end with 2 balls to spare. So it was great to see her get over the line today. First 100 for Surrey, in this new professional era. So yeah, I'm delighted for her. She really deserves it.
They did, let's face it, post 313, but I think we're coming to understand that par here might be 350. The first match Surrey played here, 243 in 33 overs, that was 7 and over. Then 348, I think it was, in 50 overs, that's the nearest, damn it, 7 and over. Today, maybe just 25 runs short, maybe just, if you look at the wides column, the extras column, it could have been a different story coming to the back end. So it was a tighter match, perhaps, than that 20-ball remaining scoreline shows. Now then, we have regular questions on Oval and Out, and I have to get them up first, so bear with me. Because every day we ask the same questions. That's the way it goes. First question, of 5, your moment of the day.
I think Davina Perrin's 6 over long off that just cruised and almost landed in Crystal Palace training grounds was absolutely glorious. Moment of the day for me by far.
She looked superb. I was saying on commentary, she reminds me a bit of Maya Bouchier. Lovely sort of languid style she got to it, but yeah, the noise the ball made off that bat as well was something to behold. Your player of the day?
Yeah, I think it follows on off the back of that 6 was Davina Perrin. It was a really well timed, really well measured innings from her. Her partnership with Nat Wraith in particular really set up that Warwickshire innings, so I think she can take a lot of credit for that. In the field, she was outstanding, took a great catch to dismiss Danny White-Hodge at backward point, and yeah, real force to be reckoned with today for Warwickshire.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. I would say also, I think, plaudits to Sophia Dunkley and also to Bryony Smith, who batted nicely up front and had to do a job with the ball. What brought you joy today?
I think discussing Seymour Wheeler, I think, on...
The late Seymour Wheeler.
The late Seymour Wheeler, I think the 98-year-old Mets fan, just, the joy that brought me and you just discussing outrageous things on comms has brought me a lot of joy today.
Oh, well, yes, I'd go along with that. I'm still going to go Dunks is 100 because I love it when Dunks gets 100. Something to talk about, an issue of the day. Well, I'm going to raise it because I'm perplexed. I'm just going to tell you, I'm completely perplexed. So there was a moment when umpires get together and you're thinking, is this the ball's gone out of shape or what is it? And then there's a certain amount of remonstration. And it turned out that what we had all seen as a relatively innocent ball hit to backward point. Danny Gregory picked up, she threw. It was a slightly wild throw, it slipped out of her hands. She apologised immediately. And at the same time, Kira Chatley leapt well in front of the non-striker, the striking batter, I should say. The ball got nowhere near the batter. Suddenly, it turned out that 5 penalty runs had been awarded to Warwickshire, and I don't know. I can't. It just didn't feel right to me. Is that fair, Kirstie? I know I hate to criticise umpires, but we were perplexed. Everyone was perplexed. Everyone was asking what was going on, and it just didn't seem right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't actually see the incident live. I went back and watched it over and over. Actually, I watched it 3 or 4 times just to try and understand what kind of the rationale was behind the decision. But I feel for Danny. It's never intentional. I don't think anyone really means to do that. The way that the game was going, there wasn't anything going on the field that would suggest that there was any malice in what was happening. So at most for me a warning, and just to say, let's make sure that we're getting the ball into the keeper's hands over the top of the stump. Just be mindful of where the batter is. But for me, really harsh decision.
Yep, I'd have to say so myself. Right, our final question. Why should he come next time? Well, aside from the fact that coming to the cricket is always a better thing to do than not coming to the cricket, why would you be coming next time we're here at Beckenham on the 14th of May?
Runs. You're going to see runs. You're going to see lots and lots. In excess of 600 runs, maybe 700.
Well, I can't argue with that. And also, I think the weather's going to be better. It was absolutely freezing today. That's one thing I would say for all the spinners on show today. It cannot have been easy. Cold, icy fingers. Specifically this finger. Tune in again. We're going to be back after every day's play throughout, both the men and the women. You can catch all of our stuff on YouTube. We will also be back here at Beckenham on the 14th of May, as I say, for the 4th match in Surrey's Metro Bank one-day thing. Is it Cup? Cup. Yeah. Metro Bank one-day Cup, as they try to turn around what has been a shaky start with 3 losses out of 4. But from Kirstie White and from myself, Daniel Norcross, all that's left to say is Oval and